In this video, I will show you how to put together this cute little Christmas camper box card, which is an SVG file from Simply Crafty SVGs. So here are the pieces to both sides, and then here's the insert for the tree and the actual card structure. So it looks kind of strange, I know, but it will come together. So that's the front, that's the back, and I'll reiterate how it goes. We have a couple things we need to piece together, so we're going to do that first. So we could put these together. So we're going to put these panels together, but they're not exactly in the right order quite yet. So we have the tree, so it'll just be these two pieces together. Actually, there's a thinner one. I did a thinner one, but now this is the one that will go with that. So the door, and then I'll explain we're not going to do those right now, right this moment. I'm going to explain it in a moment. So let me just put those up there for when we're ready for that. And then we have the tires. And if you don't have one, this is, I made this out of Star Wars paper, but I always try to tell this majority, but it's an embellishment bowl file, SVG file that's free. This is larger than the actual size. The actual size is this, but I enlarged it so I have two sizes. And it's good to hold all this little stuff so you don't lose it. So I have some extra pieces up here, but I'll explain. Let's see, there's the three that go. Okay. So let's go ahead and put together the tires. So we're going to put together the pieces here. This goes like this. So to give you an inkling of if you're watching this, again, this is an extra piece. I originally started with that. This is strange colors, I know. It's not your traditional, but I found this paper, and I chose the pattern paper. I just wanted to see what it looked like, and it was fun. I mean, I enjoyed doing it like this, and so it was non-traditional colors, so you can really change it up. In fact, if you wanted to use this for something different in the future, you could take the lights off and just make it a camper with maybe like luggage on the top. If you could find a luggage SVG file and just chop this off with your software and put it on that insert. So just, there's other things you could do, or a bicycle, or things you would typically carry with a little trailer. So, I mean, most of the times you don't have much. Anyways, it's close to my heart because my other half is building a trailer right now. So anyways, let's go ahead, and we have two tires. So those are super easy to put together. Just add a little glue there. And I am using textured cardstock, so I'm making sure that it's from American Crafts, that the texture size up. So I even used shimmer paper on the other one. So I'm just making sure the texture side's up. And these will go on in this order. So tire, those two. So this is the back, and this is the front. So the front will have the door. So the tire to the left is the front. So as you can see again, on that side, and then on the back there's just the panel. And so that gives you room to write a sentiment if you want to put a little tag there. So I want to put it in order so you know that those have to be put on that way. And then for the doors, this is slightly smaller than the, oops, I put glue to the edge, but this piece is slightly smaller because I don't want to see it on the edge. So just fit it back there. And this is layered to make this like little curtains inside. I know it's really thin, so I made the outside a little thicker, but this is still kind of thin. to make it easier to put on. I could have just put it on the top, but it's just easier kind of to go around the edges. At least I think so. I apologize, I'm having some pretty bad allergies today. The show must go on, though. So this is a little bigger than the rest of it, so that doesn't show on the edge. And you can see that's why I made this a little thicker, because it was just too thin. I mean, the other one's thin, but you could make do with it. And then this is going to go like this. So we'll layer it, and then this will go over here. And let's go ahead and glue this together, and we'll put this aside for now. So I'm going to show you this side, because basically this side's the same as far as putting on it's just the opposite way. So this one I'll do separately. You just want to do the tire first, then the large panel, and then this will line up. So if you watch the other side, it's the same exact way, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. Just lining that up. So we'll put that aside. So I'm going to take these off. So we want to do the tire first, and make sure if you're using texture cardstock, the texture's up. And make sure you have the front if you're going to put a door and a window. So that means that the wheel has to be to the left. And I think it would be fun. I'm going to probably add a little enamel dot or something like that in the middle of this. And you don't have to go all out. I just like when I do cards like this, I just figured if I'm going to go to the extent of doing this, that I'm just going to go, I want to make it extra special, because I don't make these cards for just anybody. I do for the Christmas. There's going to be a couple of people that get this particular card, but not everybody. But it's fairly easy to put together, so I'm going to line it up on the top and the sides there on the left, and then it'll line up on the bottom. So I'm going to pick it up, make sure, for some reason that's drying fast. I was just having some issues with my glue these days. It must be the weather. Just didn't have it quite right. Oh, and I did emboss this. Unfortunately, this is a retired embossing folder if you do embossing folders. But it's striped curtain from Cobblebug. But I know that Darice has one. I believe they still sell that similar to that. I like to use those for my RVs and campers, because I just like the look. It kind of looks like that siding you see on the side. And this will line up like this. So you just want to line it around that fender and the bottom. So right there, it just will perfectly line up. These files are precise, so really it's the human error portion that's the issue. And then add the front door. You can kind of like, I just centered it really between there and there. No exact place. And then this one I'm just going to put right here to the left above the panel. So you could go, you know, as you saw that blue one I showed earlier, you could really change the look pretty easily just with paper selection. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and then we'll talk about this. So now that we have these panels together, we can, so that's the front and back. I'm going to show you this real quick. So the reason I did this two different ways, this is the way that it'll come in the file, that it's lined up with the greens. I tried to minimize the colors, but remember you can change the colors on anything in the file for the most part, but this is just going to layer like this. So I'm going to put this together. So I simplified it by like this, so it's only the 2 bulbs. I simplified it to make it easier to put together, but just remember the options. I just want to make sure, because I think about these things when I design a file. So I'm just going to line that up, just making sure that's nice and lined up. And then this little green thing, it's a darker green one on the top. Okay, so this is the way it goes. I'm just making sure the texture sides up, so I'm making sure it's going the correct way. So I needed to be a different color green, like the dark green lights. So here's a little different way to do it. So let's say you get something like this. This is like a shimmer. I actually thought about using that on the other card. Well, you could cut out this piece itself in like a white and color in bulbs, just with a pen or other medium. And then this can go on top, or you could just do another white piece and have a white one. So you'll notice I had a white cord on that one. So that's a way to simplify the lights if you want to easily do it. If you want to do this, and let's say you just colored 4 of them different colors just to get a little bit more colorful, that's the way to do that. So just to give you that little tip. So I'm going to put those aside since I'm not going to use them. Let's go ahead and angle this, and you can go, I just went in the corner like that, and it kind of hangs over the door. However you want to do it. If you don't want to use it at all, that works too. I just like the idea of lights on it, but I wanted it easy to put on. So now we're going to put together the card. So all the hard work's done. I'm going to fold these tabs back, and this is going to help stabilize the card, but also, so that's the reason it's there, is to help stabilize it and line it up. So we're going to go ahead and put this tree on the insert. My brain stopped for a moment there. So we're going to line that up. Be sure to, if you can, remember to give us a little thumbs up if you like our video. I truly appreciate it, and it does help us a lot. So I can keep on creating. So now we have that. We can't put these on yet until we have this card together. So it's going to look funny. So just put those aside, just right there. And want to fold it, and this is the front. So the left one's the front. So I'm going to flip it over. Since this is the front, this is going to go that way. Just like that. So we want it to be like that. What we're going to do is make sure these are folded back, and I'm going to add glue to the right one, which is the left one flipped over. And we're going to, the fold right here, the inside fold, I'm going to put this almost up to it, but not quite. Oops. And I want to line it up at the bottom. So you have to, with the wheel, I'm just lining it up right there. So this is lined up right here. And then just making sure that's good and secure. Then we're going to just pull back this other tab. Just rotate it to get that little plastic thing out of our head faces. And I'm just going to fold it, the card, like this. You can see like that. Fold it over. Still making sure that it's aligned on the bottom. Then pressing down. It's a pretty simple card. This is the bulk of it, but this is fun. I mean, to me, it's fun. I guess you have to like campers, though. Even if you like glamping. So now I'm going to fold that in. That side tab. Get a good coverage, and then I'm just going to flatten it. Just like that. So we want to make sure that you get some force against there. So I'm going to flip it up. I'm just making sure that everything's secure. Then we're going to go ahead and add, this is going to line up like this. So this is the front. So you want the tire on the left. We're going to line that up. So you need to add glue to this section only. Line up the tire. Just make sure you have the correct side. Need the door to the right. And I'm lining it up on the bottom at the same time. So you can see I'm lining it up with that bottom edge there. Because I have so much kind of texture on the front with this, I'm just pushing it down. So you could wait to do this part, to put the, but I don't think it's that bad. Then we're going to do the same on the back, so just go to the portion with the tire. We're going to line that up just like we did the front. And making sure it's lined up with the wheel, the tire, and the bottom right here. It's really not that bad if you just pay attention to how it's lined up. I'm just making sure it opens. I got a little extra glue. But there it is. There's the card up. So it's you know, I feel it's like super cute. If you guys have anybody in your life that loves camping, this is the card. I'm going to add a little probably little things on the wheels and a little handle. So even though they don't really have handles on those, but this is a fiction camper. It's not a real camper. And people make campers with their own thing all the time. So there it is. And just so you know, it does flatten to sit into, I would put it in like that carefully. A2 folder. I can't wait to give it away. So, and you can put the sentiment, just some ideas. You can put it right here. You can put one right there. You can even write on a pen, which would be fun. Put a little tag here, and then if you wanted to cover that, you could just put a little something to put your sentiment. And if you didn't emboss it, it would be easier just to write on it if it were white. So, I hope you enjoyed this project. This is one of my favorites Christmas cards I made this year in 2022, and I thank you so much for watching.